Hello, my friend, and welcome back. Today, I would like to talk about, and this is a little bit of a personal ask, I would like to talk about what happens when you ask for a sign from the universe and you don't get it. Now, there are a few different things that this can mean. Number one, I feel like I got the analogy today that, we are very much here as a part of a team. However, we are the captain of that team or the quarterback of the team. And for example, the quarterback of the team, they can have team meetings, they have their little huddle, they have the planned play in mind. But once that ball snaps, everything is kind of up in the air. And it's in the midst of that action that the quarterback needs to make the decision of what to do with the ball. And that can kind of be the same way for us. Sometimes, yes, the universe is here to help us along this journey, but sometimes we, as the captain of our team, need to be making those decisions as well. And we can take a little bit of comfort in the fact that knowing that we can't make the wrong decision. You can only succeed or learn in decision making. And, and both technically are really successes, because if you make the wrong decision and you end up learning from it, then it actually is more of a success. Many successful people will tell you that they learned more from their losses than from their wins in life all the time. And I have heard that over and over and over again. And sometimes it's like not what you want to hear, because we would love to avoid those losses and we'd love to avoid those lessons and not have to really learn them. But the reality is sometimes we do need to learn lessons. And sometimes we need to kind of be making those decisions by ourselves. The other big reason for this is that we have free will. And we have, excuse me. We have the ability to choose. We have the ability to pretty much do anything that we want. And our guides and the angels and, all of our posse, our spiritual posse, is here to help us along the way, but ultimately it is our journey. We are the ones that are here, and we can choose to listen to our guides or not to listen to our guides. Most of us aren't even aware that guides exist and just kind of, don't even know to tune in and listen. But it's it can be very disheartening when you are tuning in and you ask for a sign because you do need a little bit of help, and then that sign isn't there. Sometimes also, the universe is just requiring a little bit more patience from us. And because sometimes the universe is withholding that sign because something is coming that we obviously don't know is coming, but something is coming that is going to either have it be, give more clarity to us, or completely change the course of what we want. And if they were to have given us that sign when we asked for it, we might not be in as good of a position to be receiving whatever is coming towards us. And all of these things are kind of hard, because then you're like, how do I know? What if I missed the sign? Well, you can't. The divinities are shaking their head. You can't miss a sign, because part of it being a sign is that you see it or hear it or whatever it is. And, say the universe did send you the sign and you completely missed it. The universe knows that you missed it, and they're going to resend it to you. So don't ever worry about missing a sign, because it will continue to come if it is meant to come. And you cannot, it's part of like, for something to make a sound, someone has to be there to see it. For something to be a sign, you have to be able to see it as well, or hear it. I meant with the sound. And the other thing is, the other reason you might not be getting a sign that you asked for is because, did you ask for that sign from a place of anxiousness? Oh my goodness, I feel like it's happening really fast. I need the answer. I need to know. I need to know, Please send me that sign. Well, remember, even signs and even communicating with your guides, adding that resistance of that anxiousness is adding resistance. And it's almost not adding resistance on their end, because they'll still answer you, they'll still, communicate with you. However, that resistance can make you cut yourself off to that divine communication. And you're like, well, you just said we can't miss a sign, but if we're cutting off the communication, then we're missing the sign. Well, yes and no. If you are feeling that you might be missing the signs because you are anxious and you have resistance and you are, kind of putting that pressure on receiving that sign, maybe you need to take a look at that and calm yourself down and bring yourself back to that neutral place of knowing that everything is okay, of knowing that you really can't make wrong decisions. And even if your guides were sending you all the signs in the world and you made that other decision, that is okay too. That is just a different path. That is just a different journey. So if you are like, oh my God, but she said I can't miss the sign, but I think I've been missing the signs. First of all, if you were missing the signs, you would never know. So you never know if you are or you aren't. And second of all, if you feel like you might be missing the signs, you get that inner knowing feeling, take a few deep breaths, take that step back. Take that step back, and not from life, but like allowing yourself to bring that level of resistance back down to a neutral place. Remind yourself of the truth. Remind yourself that you are everything. You are a divine spiritual being having a human experience. Zoom out a little bit. Think about all the people in your town, in the state, in the country, in the world, in the universe. Think about all of the divine spiritual beings that you have no idea exist and could exist all around us, and you have no freaking idea. Remind yourself of all of that, and do that to make that decision, or that thing that you want the answer on. Do it until you feel how small that actually is. Because when you are zooming out and you are taking that step back and you are reminding yourself of there is no time, there is no space, all of those things are human constructs. The sense of urgency is also a human egoic construct. Everything happens in divine timing. Everything happens in perfect timing. So why would there ever be a sense of urgency? And I don't mean that you feel inspired to take action and you're like, well, I'm not going to be urgent about it and I'm just going to be sitting on it. No, sometimes you do need to strike while the iron is hot. However, that urgency of, oh my goodness, I have to get this done. I have to make this decision. It's got to come now. Where is this sign? What am I doing? That is the urgency you need to let go of. Okay, so there is a difference between feeling urgency and striking while the iron is hot. Striking while the iron is hot is inspired action. This is right. This is the time. I'm getting the feeling. Let's go. That is inspired action. Urgency is usually what happens sometimes urgency is what happens before action. You know, you're feeling that sense of urgency and then you take action. And sometimes that sense of urgency can really cloud your judgment and it can cloud your intuition. And you need to remind yourself of that. And as much as you need to, constantly. And like I said at the beginning of this video, this was a personal ask. You know, because of course I asked for a sign for a couple days ago and I got it right away. I asked again for even more of a reassuring sign, the same thing, telling me the same thing, basically. And I didn't see it. I haven't gotten it yet. And you know, my mind started snowballing. It started going, oh, why haven't I received this sign? What if it's not the right thing? What if I'm making the wrong decision? What if I'm miserable? What if, yada, yada, yada. And like my mind is just going. And I was like, you know what? I need to ask the divine. I need to make a video about this, and so I can get some peace on this. So I can release this resistance and I can take that step back. So that is where, just so you know, like I go through these things just as much as you, and these videos are like inspired, sort of a cross between channeling and inspired videos. And so yeah, that was really, really encouraging to hear, because maybe I'm meant to make the decision. Maybe I just need to chill, you know, and just zoom out and take peace and solace in knowing that I'm a divine spiritual being and I deserve all of the happiness in the world. I'm whole, worthy, and complete, just as I am. And everything is unfolding absolutely perfectly for my highest good, therefore the highest good of all. And everything always works out in my favor. And I will be telling myself that all day today. So, and I encourage you to do the same, because if you came across this video, it just popped up on your feed, most likely you needed to hear it too. So, let's move forward in our day in that way today, my friend. My name is Anne, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow.